Hello, Dystinct Magazine readers. I am Ela Jamosmos. I am 60 years old. I have dyslexia and I am distinct. Have you ever had that feeling where the pressure builds up, your heart races, and then suddenly your mind goes blank? For some people, that happens once in a while. But for me, it happened all the time when I was called to speak in front of people. That was my world. For a long time, I didn't know why. I have never been officially diagnosed with dyslexia. But even as a little girl at 5 years old, I already knew that I learned differently. Remembering my graduation in kindergarten, I was asked to memorize one letter, the letter M, and I was put right in the middle of the stage, but I have to memorize this letter and I have to sing it with the rest of my classmates singing the alphabet song, and I just couldn't remember it. Why couldn't I remember? The pressure, the panic, the stress of saying something in front of the stage is what made me forget. And because I forget, all the more I got stressed. It wasn't the stage that made me scared, because I choreographed dances when I was starting at 8 years old, and I wasn't afraid to perform. It was when I was asked to speak, when I was asked to memorize something and to speak spontaneously, because my mind could not organize thoughts right away, easily. I couldn't remember things quickly. And when I was called to speak in front, blackout. Can any one of you relate? So growing up, I heard names like Miss Wrong Spelling, Slow Learner, Simple Brain. Academics were slow and difficult, especially comprehension. There was only one thing that made me happy about school or about life itself. It's creativity. In dance, music, songwriting, and organizing spaces, I came alive. I struggled through grade school, high school, college, and even in the workplace. I usually did excel because I had to work hard, but I had to work 4 times harder than a normal person. For years, no one knew that I had dyslexia, not even myself. And I never spoke about my struggles to anyone, not even my friends, because I knew that people might laugh. And people did judge me and laugh when I couldn't comprehend things being said in a meeting, emails that was sent that I only read once. I have to read them 3 times before I could understand anything written. And that fear kept me from stepping up into higher leadership roles. It was only when I came to the United States in 1997 that I recognized what was happening. I clearly saw myself reading a billboard with big words, and I saw the letters shift. And I just said, oh my gosh, it's true. I have dyslexia. I am dyslexic. And in the beginning, I felt shame. And for 25 years since then, I stayed silent. But last year, everything shifted. For the first time last year, I stood on stage speaking on unleashing the leadership within. And I finally said it aloud in front of an audience with pride and ownership. I have dyslexia. I am dyslexic. And this is part of my leadership journey. 5 years ago, I had a vision of speaking in front of people. Believe me, it was like, what? That's so impossible. But I did put that vision on my vision wall and my vision board where I could see it every day. And 3 years ago, I acted on that vision. I joined Toastmasters International, an organization that helps people overcome their fear of public speaking, and it trains people to be a leader as well. And that decision changed my life. Since then, I have competed in speech contests, winning some of them, stepped up as a leader, the highest role being area director. I facilitated workshops, hosted seminars, moderated panels, and spoke for organizations. Speaking and writing speeches has now become one of my newest professions, something I once thought was impossible. Dyslexia is not a flaw. It is your superpower, my superpower. With dyslexia, I know that I am hyper-focused, hyper-creative, and hyper-strategic. And even today, I draw images on the side of my paper when I write my speeches, and I create this movie in my head with words and images. That's just my brain. That is my creative gift. And for some of you, it is as well. Now that I'm 60, as a communication graduate student, my mission is to help young people, especially those who are neurodivergent, to become confident communicators, to lead, to speak, and to thrive. I leave you with these words. You are not broken. You simply learn differently. And being different is good. We as dyslexics, we learn or we think with our right brain. So you could even say we think right. Your dyslexia is not your flaw. It is your force. So learn about it, understand it, and leverage it. What you carry within you, others don't. And what you bring into this world, only you can bring the way you can. Don't let anyone tell you what you can or cannot accomplish. That is for you to decide. So be brave, be strong, be distinct.